Hey everyone, so for today's video I'm doing something a little bit different. I wanted to introduce a new series that I'll be doing on my channel. Basically, I want to lose weight. That is why I want to do this series. But I also wanted to kind of document it and try and motivate or help other people that are in the same situation as me, and also people who have done the same thing or are doing the same thing. Maybe they can give me advice. I've been thinking about it for probably about a month or so now. And I've just got to the point where if I keep thinking about it and trying to like plan it and all that kind of stuff, it's just going to take me forever. So I'm just going to do it. I've got no more excuses and I just want to do it. So basically, not only do I want to lose weight, I just want to be healthy. I'm definitely not a healthy person. Very far off. I'm very fussy and I eat a lot of bad food and I eat a lot at once. It's affected me in a lot of different ways. It obviously affects the way I look, which then affects the way I feel, which just affects how I act, and I don't like that. I've been slimmer before and I felt a lot happier, I felt a lot more healthy, and it just definitely shows. And so I've got some notes because this is the third time I filmed this video and I've either cried or just rambled on. When you look at your BMI, you've got underweight, healthy, overweight, obese. You've got a spectrum. You should technically be in a certain place if you're a certain height. Obviously, if you're a couple of pounds overweight, it's not a huge deal. If you're quite way up the spectrum or below what your weight should be, I do feel like it's something that I would want to change about myself. If that's something that you do or you don't want to change about yourself, then that's your decision. Otherwise, I'm sure that you would change it about yourself, which is exactly why I'm doing it. I'm also not going to do any sort of crazy diets. I'm not going to starve myself. Basically, just more about making healthy decisions. I want to live a certain way that I can keep doing basically forever, because it's so unrealistic to think that you'll diet and live off like salad and stuff like that for a few months, lose like a stone and then eat normal again. I feel like that's been a major problem as to why my weight has gone up and down so much in recent years. I will go more in depth about the kind of foods I plan on eating in another video, just because I want to keep this short and I just want this to be the introduction. I just wanted to kind of give a brief overview of my kind of weight history. I always have felt like I was chubby. It always kind of bothered me, but I think the thing that made it worse for me is I was so tall at a young age compared to other like kids in lower school, in middle school. I can remember just being so much taller than everyone, and it just made me feel bigger in general. I'm 5'4", so I'm a pretty average height. When I was younger, everyone always used to say to me, oh, you're going to be like 6 foot tall, you're going to be so tall, and I just stopped growing. So I definitely felt I was just generally bigger than everybody else, and it just made me feel so self-conscious. And when I was growing up, my parents were pretty overweight. We just didn't really eat healthy as a family. We were very bad with the kind of foods that we'd eat. When I was like a teenager, I remember my dad was the first one to kind of be like, we've got to stop doing this. We need to lose weight. We need to be healthy. And he's the kind of person that once he says, I'm going to do this, he will do it. He says, I'm going to lose weight. He will lose weight. He was very good very quickly at just being like, nope, I'm going to eat healthy, and he still now is very healthy and slim. I remember my mum used to get a bit upset because she used to say, like, he's saying that she should start eating healthy as well. And I remember saying to her, like, he just wants you to be healthy. He's not saying to you, oh, you're fat, you need to do this and that. She wasn't happy with how she looked, and very quickly she got into it, and she still now is very slim. She's got an amazing figure. They just both look good. They look very young and they can wear whatever they want because they have the confidence to. It's definitely a nice thing for them, and I look at them and just wish that I was like them. When I got to, I'd probably say like my late teens, when I was old enough to kind of make my own meals, my parents used to kind of say to me, you need to kind of watch what you're eating, because I was eating a lot of bad food. I would go out with my friends and get like a portion of chips, and I would eat chocolate, and I would just eat all the time. They'd be saying to me, like, you really need to watch what you're eating, and I'd be sitting there just eating like a whole pizza to myself. And admittedly, I used to get upset. I'd go out and I'd see my friends and be like, my mum and dad said I'm fat, and I'd get really upset about it. And I would be almost, I suppose, kind of bratty about it. They never said it in a horrible way. My dad would say to me, like, do you want me to go in the gym with you and I'll show you how to do stuff? And we did do it a couple of times. He'd take me in the gym and he'd like be like, yeah, come on, and show me how to do everything, and he'd offer to go in with me, and he did me plans, he did me meal plans and everything. They were more encouraged me than kind of pushed me into doing it. And I would do it for a while, and then I'd stop, and then I'd get upset, and then I'd say to them, I'm not happy, I've put on loads of weight again. And it was just like this cycle. It wasn't fun, it was quite upsetting, and they would take me out to buy some clothes or something and I would walk out the shop crying because I didn't like the way I looked in the clothes, and it made me really upset. Then when I was 18, I got pregnant. I was overweight. My dad said, right, you really need to eat like healthy, you're pregnant. I completely agreed with him, and being pregnant definitely made me more aware of what I ate. But throughout my pregnancy, I just really didn't have an appetite at all. I really couldn't eat that much. It's not because I'd feel sick, but I just physically, it just was difficult to eat a lot. Halfway through my pregnancy, I did get quite ill as well for probably about a week, maybe a week and a half, and I pretty much didn't eat anything because I just couldn't keep anything down for that time. I just lost quite a lot of weight when I was pregnant. My bump was quite small as well, but my legs were thin, my arms were thin, like the only thing that was growing was my belly, and everything else was kind of like shrinking. Then I had Brooke and my stomach just went down. I was very lucky. I was probably the slimmest I've ever been after I'd had her, and I like breastfed her, and obviously that helps you keep off the weight, but unfortunately I had quite a lot of issues with that, so I did have to stop. And as soon as I stopped, obviously everything I was putting into my body was just affecting me. I wasn't breastfeeding her anymore. She was having bottled milk, so I was going back to kind of eating what I wanted. I just didn't really think about what I was doing. I was just more focused with the fact that I had a child. About a year later, we decided to go to Mexico with my family. That was the first holiday that I'd been on in probably about 2 years. So I definitely was thinking, I'm going to be in a bikini in front of like John, in front of my mum and dad, in front of my sister, like in front of everybody that's going to be there. So that definitely was a bit of a shock to me, so I decided to go to Weight Watchers. At that point I weighed 12 stone. I managed to get myself down to 10.5 stone. I was pretty happy. I didn't feel like I was exactly where I wanted to be. I was a healthy weight for someone of my height, so I was happy with that. We went to Mexico, we went there for 2 weeks. Obviously I ate what I wanted. I was on holiday, we all did. Come back, went to Weight Watchers for a couple more weeks and just thought, no, do you know what, I don't need Weight Watchers, I can do it myself. The weight went back on. Not only did it go back on, I went up to 13 stone. And ever since then, it's just kind of been a similar story. I've put on loads of weight and it just almost comes out of nowhere. It's almost like I'm in denial. I look at myself in the mirror and just not see it until I weigh myself, or I put like a certain dress on or a certain pair of jeans on, or something that I wear just makes me go like, oh, I can't believe how much weight I've put on. Well, I think the worst thing for me is going to shops to get clothes. I walk into a shop now and I hate buying clothes for myself. It's not really even got anything to do with the size of the clothes, it's just the way they look on me. I just don't like it. The thing that's made me do it is pretty much everything I've said. I just want to feel healthier. That's just all it comes down to. I want to be healthy. I want to have feel like I do have self-control, because I could go to Asda and buy a big box of Pringles and I could eat the entire thing like easily. I should be able to get sharing packets of things and not feel like that. So basically what I'm going to be doing, first thing I've done is I've bought a fitness planner. I will go a little bit more in depth on this in another video so you can actually see like what it's like inside and how I'm going to be using it. But basically I'm going to be using this to track my meals and like my measurements and my weight, and then once a week I'll come on here and I will use this as like a reference to basically tell you the kind of things I've been eating. I'll also tell you my weight. Once a month I'll give my measurements and you know how they've changed, and every week I'm going to take a progression picture, and I'll have like the week 1, which I'm going to take this Saturday, compared to that current week, the Saturday 4. So this video will go up every Wednesday. Sometimes it will just be like a general update and I'll just talk you through how that week's been, the kind of stuff I've been eating, and whether or not it's been a good week or a bad week. I do also want to do some like recipes, because I'm fussy. There is some healthy foods that I do really like. I'm going to be focusing more on what I eat at first for the first couple of months. I obviously will do exercise, but I'm not going to be going crazy. It's just going to be more kind of gradually going into it, but I will do a video talking about that, because I'll talk about kind of like my diet, and I'll talk about like the kind of foods I'll be eating and stuff like that. I am actually really excited about doing this. I feel like it's going to give me more motivation to do it, because I'll be sharing everything with everyone that watches the video. Hopefully you'll be able to see differences and maybe take some of the things that I do to do for yourself if you find it difficult because I just think there's so many videos out there of like how to lose £10 in 2 days and stuff like that, and I just think it's unrealistic. I want to have realistic goals as to what I can do. Also, another reason why I wanted to do this is because I am getting married next November. You know, I want to feel like I look nice in my dress, and the particular style dress that I have in mind that I want to get, I just wouldn't feel confident wearing it now, and obviously everyone wants to wear their dream dress on their wedding day. Like I said, if you're happy with how you look, I feel like that's down to you, but I do feel like there's nothing wrong with encouraging other people to be healthy. My sister was at uni, she comes back and she said to me, I feel like I've put on weight, and she wasn't offended when I said, I can see a difference in you and I can see why you'd feel like that, and she wasn't offended by it. In fact, if anything, she was kind of like, oh, thank you kind of thing. We talked about like why she felt like she got to that point. She changed it, and she's basically how she was before, and she's always been kind of slim anyway. She's definitely helped me out a lot as well. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you did like it, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.